when I see women put on our, Boost by Buxomly, I see them light up and they're like, wow, I look good. Like, I think I've had everybody be like, I'm going to go show it to my husband. I'll be right back. I was like, I know. And when was the last time you could say that about like Spanx or Skims or, Commando or anything like that? You don't really want to show anybody that.
Oh my gosh.
Right?
You don't.
Well, and you saw me in it. Like, I wouldn't want to be caught dead in my, in my Spanx. Like, that's why we developed this. It's like, it really is sexy and it makes you feel sexy so that when you get dressed and you drop your dress, which we all hope you will on your wedding night, like you're going to be standing there really proud in what you're wearing and not shy at all.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Tea with Mona Me. Today I am on another Zoom episode with a special guest who is Mika Leah of Buxomly. She is the creator of Buxomly, which is a shapewear company. I'm not going to tell you guys too much because who would be better than her to introduce her brand and talk to you guys more about it. But I do want to just do a quick announcement before we get started. This weekend, we are having a Berta Privé trunk show. It is the premiere of collection number 5. We are the first store to have the line, and it's going to be a super awesome event. We just posted a TikTok with the dresses so you guys can see some of the new ones. They are crazy, crazy, crazy good. So this is going up on Friday, but if you guys get a chance, call us if you want to see if we have any openings left or some last minute cancellations or anything like that. Definitely worth it if you're interested in Berta. You won't want to miss this one. So Mika just got into the room, so I'm going to go ahead and admit her into the room and we're going to get started. Welcome, Mika. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. So I did a little brief introduction already, but tell us a little bit more about yourself and what brings you today.
Yeah, so I am so excited about the launch of our new company, Buxomly, and our first product is called Boost. So it is all about boosting your confidence, but also boosting the girls. Mm-hmm. And I started it because actually I found a need in the marketplace when I was getting married 2 years ago. And in getting married, I had this beautiful backless dress that I wanted to wear, but I needed something to hold up my tatas. And I've had 2 children. So I needed something that I could like easily take off and go to the bathroom. Mm-hmm. And I didn't really want to find myself on my wedding day, like stark naked in some public restroom trying to go pee. So I searched and I searched and I searched in the marketplace, and there was nothing out there that was backless that actually gave support to my breasts and also was like a skirt that allowed me to go to the bathroom, mm-hmm. that I wouldn't have to completely undress. And I couldn't find anything out there. And so being the person that I am, I thought, you know what? I am going to create it myself. And so I had the idea, and then I partnered with a fabulous designer. Her name is Romina Cristodero, and she hails from La Perla and Vitamin A and Felina. And we've partnered together, and she's really the brains behind the design of it. And so it does everything that I said. It's low back, it holds up your boobs, and it looks like a one-piece dress that you can easily access the bathroom.
That's awesome. So you kind of told me just now about why you started your company, which is great. It's good to know. I think for brides, a lot of times they like to know that somebody's been where they're at.
Yeah.
And it helps them. It helps it be relatable, like when you have to tell them, this is why I did this, because I was where you are and I needed these things, so I made it. Like that definitely helps them. So good for them to hear. So what would you say would make your shapewear different from other shapewear on the market? besides for some of the features you just told me about, but
Yeah. So what makes us so different is a lot of the shapewear that's out there is made out of mesh material. So it's kind of like a nylon-y thing that you're pulling in, and it just, if it's going to suck in your belly, it's going to suck in your boobs. And that was really the problem that I found with the one out there, was that when I put it on, my boobs look like pancakes, and nobody wants their boobs to look like pancakes on their wedding day. Um, so what we did is we constructed it. We actually looked at the construction of multiple bras, and especially the wireless bras. And so what's so great about our piece is that, as women and as brides, we all know that we're shaped differently, right? And like our gown, we want to be as unique as we are, but we are unique. And so what we did with this piece is that it doesn't matter if you're small on top and large on the bottom, or large on top and small on the bottom. We have designed this piece that it can fit any size breasts. So, which is great because we put it on all different types of people, women. And we found that what's great about it is no matter what size they are, the cups, like, so the interior of like the bra area is actually, because it's wireless, and it's got some features on the inside. The construction of it is that it can hold up your boobs no matter what size. And the cups can actually come in and out, so that if you are large on top and small on the bottom, you can put a small cup in. Or if you're small on the bottom and large on the top, you can put a large cup in. So we've got these customizable cups that are removable, but unlike bikinis where they get all kerfuffled inside, we've built it so that it will really stay in place. So we're using special custom made. I actually custom designed the bra cup to be fabulous and really give that lift and that hold. And so it's not just like your typical piece, like, those little like pads. I can't remember what my designer calls them, but like, they're like these little pads that just kind of like sit there and they don't do anything. And so ours are really designed to hold everything and lift it up. So your top side looks amazing.
Yeah. And I think too, I mean, I don't know about anybody else, but I haven't seen anything that looks like what you showed me.
Yeah.
Which was so cool. Cause I was trying to think before we jumped on this call, I was like, well, what would be kind of close to that? And I looked through my own collection of shapewear, and then I looked online a little bit too, because I know me and you had briefly talked about like the Skims and stuff like that. And the only thing I saw that was really kind of like that had like a really defined round cup in it. It was like a bra with an attachment. And I think what's really important for people to understand about your shapewear is, I told you this, it literally looks like a garment. Like it looks like just something you would wear.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's the coolest thing, is that I think now, especially with, what we've been going through, a lot of us working from home, not going out, that it's so important that we have this crossover piece. And so it's great. And we call it a crossover piece because it is something you can wear underneath your dress to completely support you. And it can be your bra, it can be low back, it can be this dress. But it's that crossover piece in that it's innerwear and outerwear. So many of the models and even the brides that we put it on, they said, this is amazing. Like, I'm going to wear it on my wedding day, but it's sexy enough to skip clothes entirely, that these girls can actually wear it on their honeymoons, right? So what was underneath can now become outerwear. And the other thing I forgot to mention was, so everybody else's mesh, we are actually made out of a fabric that is 99% recycled. So it's completely sustainable fabric. It's great for the environment. We're a woman-owned company, so designed by women, owned by women. And then our factory is actually woman-owned. So everybody we work with, we're really in that like supporting women-owned businesses. But the fabric is amazing, and it feels like your favorite yoga pant. So when you put it on, and I know when I came to the store, I had it on under my clothes, and I did like the whip it off kind of, whip it off to show everybody. What's great about it is I was able to be confident enough. The dress makes me feel confident enough to whip off my clothes and show everybody. But it was so comfortable. I ended up wearing it like the rest of the day. And every time I sat down, like it feels like it holds in your belly. So like sometimes when we sit down, like in a car, we kind of have those rolls. And what was great about it is like, I could sit down. I was like, oh, my rolls are gone.
Yeah. Yeah. It was really, I was just all around very surprised, very pleasantly surprised because I was just taken from, I didn't even know what was happening. I was taken from my office and they were like shapewear. And I was like, shapewear? Like my language.
Yeah, and we're trying to change the name of shapewear, and so we're calling it actually liftwear. And the reason we call it liftwear is because shapewear it gives that impression that we're trying to shape you into something you're not, right? Like shape your booty to make it look like what it's not, or shape your waist to look like what it's not. So we call ours liftwear. Like it lifts the girls, right, into place so that it looks good, but it also lifts your spirits and it lifts your
Mhm.
confidence.
Mhm.
And so we want to appreciate women in their shape, like no matter what they are. We're not trying to shape you into something you're not. We just want to lift you up to make you feel good.
Yeah, I love that. That's so positive, so awesome. And I feel like the whole realm of, you know, any kind of supportive garments, we'll call them, is
Yeah,
it has a very kind of negative connotation because you're like, ugh,
right?
I gotta break my nails and put something super tight on. And I hope that it does what it's supposed to do. But then you deal with, like you were saying, you deal with the flattening of the top or the flattening of the bottom. And you're like, ugh, I can't win.
Yeah. So
So,
this is what we made this is that it's something we can win, and it's a real luxury piece. So
mm,
it's made to feel luxury. Like on your wedding day, you want to feel like a princess, and we want your undergarments should make you feel that way too. You shouldn't feel like a sausage in a casing. You should feel like a princess all
mm,
the way through.
yeah,
So,
for sure, for sure. Love that. So let's talk about the technicals of your
yeah.
lift wear.
Yeah.
Um, so as far as sizing goes, how does your sizing work and what does your sizing go up to?
So right now our sizes are small, medium, large, and extra large.
Mhm.
We kind of base it off of dress sizes. I do recommend for women to we do run true to size. So for example, I'm probably like an 8 and I fit a medium. But our size chart can be found on our website. And we're hoping to also go into production with an extra small within the next 3 to 6 months. So
Okay.
that is coming soon.
Okay. So I do want to ask because I've said this on the podcast before. So I don't know if people have taken it and ran
Right?
with it. But I personally, whenever I wear shapewear, I go 2 sizes below what the recommended size is for me. And it's very tight and I like it, which is why I do it. It hurts, but I've told like that when we had an episode talking about plus, that was like a little hack I told people. I was like, go get shapewear way smaller than you are.
Yeah.
So would you recommend doing that if you're somebody like me that likes that, or you say no, stick with the size?
No, I think stick with the size because ours is like the fabric itself is like your yoga pant
Mhm,
material. So when
mhm,
you think about it's not like that mesh material. So ours doesn't have as much stretch as like a mesh, right? Like when we think about nylons and mesh, we think about like pulling it on, it's like a one size fits all, which is
mhm.
ridiculous when we think about women. But so ours is really made to fit. I've had some friends that have tried that have put it on and they wanted to go smaller and they're like, the small is too small. I was like, I know, because it really is true to size.
Yeah.
You can go a little bit smaller, but I would say it goes by dress size. Like look at the dress size, think about that. Also, the measurements are on there in terms of inches. So if you have any doubts, just measure yourself and try it on. But it is meant to do what it says it's going to do. So it's going to lift you up in all the right places.
Okay. Awesome. And so what does it retail for?
So it retails for $299.
Okay.
And it's roughly about the same like when we looked at the market. But what makes it worth it is that one, this is a timeless piece. So it's not like your shapewear that you're going to buy and you're going to chuck in like a few weeks or a few months or a few years, like even a year. Ours
Mhm.
is made to be like a timeless piece. So it is Italian fabric, sustainable Italian fabric, French trims. It is handmade here in Southern California. So by a woman-owned factory. So there's a lot that goes into it. It's handmade, it's Italian fabric. There's French trims, and it's designed by a woman that designs for La Perla, like that has designed for La Perla. So the quality is there. And the design of it can be worn inside or outside. So you're kind of getting like a twofer when you get it. And yeah, I'm just really proud of it. I love that when I put it on women, they just light up. Like there's something about their faces. I'm sure it's like the same thing that you've experienced when a woman gets in her favorite gown and she just kind of like lights up and you're like, and that's the one. When I see women put on our, Boost by Buxomly, I see them light up and they're like, wow, I look good. Like I've had everybody be like, I'm going to go show it to my husband. I'll be right back. I was like, I know. And when was the last time you could say that about like Spanx or Skims or, Commando or anything like that? You don't really want to show anybody that.
Oh my gosh. You don't.
Well, and you saw me in it. Like I wouldn't want to be caught dead in my, in my Spanx. Like, that's why we developed this. It's like, it really is sexy and it makes you feel sexy so that when you get dressed and you drop your dress, which we all hope you will on your wedding night, like you're going to be standing there really proud in what you're wearing and not shy at all.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. So you mentioned that it's completely woman-owned, woman created. So what does that mean to you, especially now where that's such a hot topic?
Oh my gosh. I think for me, when I started out in business, I was in a very male dominated field. And when I started in business, I didn't really know other women owners. Like I didn't have any female entrepreneurs in my network or women that I knew. I knew the ones that were running like the big companies, but for me, it was really important to support women. Women as a whole, one of the things we talk about in programs that I'm in is women only receive 3% of funding from like venture capitalists.
Wow.
And it's 3%. Like the rest is men. Like, shouldn't that at least be like 20, 30? And it's like, it's only 3%. So when I started this, I really wanted, one, I wanted a female designer. Two, I wanted to put it on real bodies because let's be honest, those shorts that we get, like the Spanx, and how do you pee in that? They put a hole at the bottom. Like we're supposed to pee through that thing. And I'm like, last time I checked, us women, we don't have anything you can pull out of there to like pee. And so for me, it was really important to have something that fit women's bodies. And I'm very proud to say that like our factory is woman owned and she's, she fits in that diversity. And it's really important for me when we look at our models and everything else that we show every color of the rainbow when we're doing this. If I have a chance to make a difference in the world, I want to show women that we have opportunities to grow. And, I'm rocking my pearls today, on purpose, and I think it's important that history is being made, but we still have a long way to go.
I think that it's really important that people understand that as far as like, especially this particular area goes, like you want somebody that's going to understand you and that's going to, especially creating something like this, you want somebody that's going to understand you and know like when you're voicing your concerns, exactly what you're talking about. So I think it's super important that, you look at that with the companies that you go through with things like this. You usually do this one time. So you want to make sure that you feel and you look your best, and who better to trust than, like we were talking about, somebody that's been through it. So
yeah. And it really is built for, I really did build it for brides in mind. And I think, we're going to constantly be, version 2.0 and version 3.0. And we're coming out with a nude color, which I'm really excited about because every bride we've talked to has said, we want a nude color. And we're taking, we're working on the seams to really make it so that it becomes more seamless, that brides can wear it under more dresses. So yeah, we're really taking that into consideration.
Awesome. Well, we do 3 questions we ask all of our guests. So I want to go ahead and ask you before we wrap up here. So the first one is, what are your 3 must-haves, or like 3 super important things to you in life?
In life, I would say definitely my family. Like if I was gonna, my family is the most important. That's like a must-have. I have to have my family. And for me, it's probably like my favorite pair of jeans. That would be another thing. And then, I think my lip gloss, I would probably, like, if it's a must have, it would be like some form of lip gloss or chapstick or something like that.
That's awesome. I always get so scared with that question because I'm like, I hope people know that they can say like their loved ones. Because I'll be like, what are 3 things that you can't live without? And people will be like, well, coffee, my car. I'm like, okay.
No, I can't live without my family. Yeah. And then my favorite pair of jeans.
Yeah.
Maybe a sweatshirt, actually. It's probably a sweatshirt over the lip gloss.
Well, yeah, those are 3 great things. So, okay. So the next question is, if you had an autobiography, what would you title it?
Right now, I would probably title it Boost. So I named the company, I named our first product Boost, and it's spelled Buust. And the reason I call it Boost is it's like, how do we boost each other up as women? How do we boost up other people as a community? And how do you boost yourself up? I think for a lot of us these days, every day is just like boosting ourselves up. So I probably call it Boost.
Awesome. And the last question is, what is your advice for future brides? So brides that are shopping for their dresses right now, brides that are in the early stages of planning their weddings. What is
okay? So this is I was so excited for this question because one of my best friends told me her advice, and I'm going to give advice, and it has nothing to do with the product, but it's my favorite advice for brides. And it was my favorite thing that I did. So my best friend told me that on my wedding day, after the ceremony, to hold my husband's hand and to never let go for the night. And I thought, oh, that's strange. Like, why would that be? And she said, because you'll get separated throughout the night. And then he's going to be with like his friends and family. You're going to be with yours, and you're going to get to the end of the night and you're going to realize you weren't even together on your wedding night. And so my husband and I did that on our wedding night, and it was the best advice that we ever gave. I loved it. And by the end of the night, we're like, I'm so glad that we held hands the entire night, because if nobody could separate us. And so everything we got to experience together.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. That's great advice. I've never even heard anything like that.
I hadn't either. And I was a wedding planner for a year of my life, and I'd never heard it either.
Yeah. Wow. Well, that's awesome. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
So before we go ahead and wrap up, how can people find you and your brand? Where are you?
Yes. So your life? Obviously they can go to Mon Ami and they can purchase it there. You can also purchase it online at www.buxomly.com, and that's BUXXOMLY. And then follow us on Instagram at Buxomly. Yeah, just at Buxomly. And again, it's 2 X's in Buxomly. And so would love the follows on Insta. And check us out. You can see our blogs on the website, and would love for you to go to Mon Ami and buy it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much again. If you guys like this episode and you want to hear more of us, you can subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify. You can also find us on social medias at Monami Bridal Salon on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Pinterest. I think that's all of them. And then, of course, all the wedding websites, Wedding Wire and The Knot. So until next Friday, we will see you guys then. Bye.